Paolo von Schirach joins me now from Washington, D.C. He's a professor of international affairs at Bay Atlantic University and president of the Global Policy Institute. Professor, just what's at stake here with this upcoming meeting between Biden and Putin? And is Biden preparing for some tougher talk than what we've seen up to this point?
Well, it's not quite clear what America can do under the circumstances beyond just, trying to be the peacemaker, if you wish. It is certainly not in America's interest at this particular juncture to see this crisis in eastern Ukraine blow up into a conflict. America has no interest in seeing that happening. Ukraine has already suffered enormously because of this war. The cost is tremendous. Ukraine is a rather poor country, depending on aid, depending on loans, and to spend all these resources on the military is certainly in nobody's interest. What Putin's end game here, it's not entirely clear. He's just trying to probe to see how far he can go before America reacts. It's not quite clear. Hopefully, the conversation, the direct conversation between the two leaders may help to calm down the atmosphere. Of course, the Russians are claiming that it's Ukraine that is getting ready for war against them, which sounds a bit preposterous, but that's the official, Russian position justifying its own buildup on the border of eastern Ukraine.
Is it encouraging, at least, that Biden and Putin are willing to sit down and have this video conference, at least, that there is the possibility of diplomacy still at this point?
Yes, absolutely. In principle, talking is always better than not talking. If there are really, deep misunderstandings, which I find hard to believe, but if there is really a misreading, a profound misreading of each other's intentions, a direct talk may help, to create a better atmosphere, may help clarify concerns that the Russians may have on America's intentions or Ukrainian intentions, which, again, that's what they use as a justification for their own buildup. And of course, the Ukrainians are extremely worried about the buildup and build up their own forces, which the Russians say, you see, they're doing it, that's why we're doing it. So this can become a rather, a bad spiral which can go completely out of control. So the conversation between Putin and Biden may be helpful in clearing the atmosphere.
Yeah, and you said that there isn't really all that much that the U.S. can do. There are discussions, though, of disconnecting Russia from the SWIFT international payment system, which would be seen as the most drastic of the potential measures that the U.S. can take. Why would that be so significant?
Well, look, yeah, of course, because that would cut off Russia from the international payment systems, and that's a huge damage for all international transactions conducted by Russia, by the government, by the private sector, by companies, and what have you. Russia has deals with the world. It sells oil and gas. It sells, other things, raw materials, and so it buys and sells. So to be cut off from the international payment system would be a huge blow to the Russian economy.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Professor Paolo von Schirach joining us from Washington. Thank you.